Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Phil and Ryan, listen up. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, KK. And Ryan, boy, do we have a tough road ahead in this conference schedule. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. All right. Next up on the list, we have a date Sunday with Seton Hall and the all too familiar face up here in Maryland, down here, I should say, down here in Maryland, in Faith Masonius.
Yeah, UConn returning home for this matchup against Seton Hall, and maybe the toughest opponent, toughest challenge so far throughout the Big East play that UConn has faced. The Pirates 13 and 4 overall, 5 and 1 so far in the Big East, and that one loss coming against one of the better teams in the Big East, Creighton, who is also undefeated alongside UConn in the conference. And they have arguably one of the best players in the Big East, the sixth-year player from Maryland, Faith Masonius. She's been averaging around 17 and a half points per game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. So doing just about everything for her Seton Hall team. And behind her is a standout freshman guard, Jada Eads, who's averaging over 14 points per game, and second-year player Savannah Catalan averaging 13. Now, Seton Hall are one of the few teams in the Big East that can score consistently, and their defense has been keeping opponents at bay in most of their games, which is why they have one of the better records. So I think if UConn isn't careful, this could turn into a closely contested contest. Huskies do, of course, have home court advantage and Gampel on their side. Ice Brady, Paige Beckers are back and healthy now. And like I always say, the key to success for UConn is defense and fast break opportunities, but I would like to see more of those 3-point attempts starting to fall. It just relieves a lot of pressure when you can make your 3-point shots. But I hope UConn comes out ready to play because I don't think Seton Hall is going to go away very easily.
All right, right. Prediction score, like always, at the end of the last check-in video. Look, listen, they came through very well. Again, we appreciate everybody, the UConn family, the Listen Up family. Ryan, the number went up, and I know that'll make you smile again. It's a 2.64 thousand subs. How about let's get that number to 2.65? Like Ryan says, baby steps. Let's go over to comments. Ryan's favorite part of the videos. UConn Nation 12 said, Uncle Phil and cousin Ryan in the house. It's time to take your podcast to the next level, talking about the game while highlights are being shown simultaneously. That would be awesome.
Well, we've definitely thought about it. We definitely talked about trying to upgrade the podcast in the future and, starting to do more stuff with the editing. Not really a timeline, but we have definitely talked about it and trying to have our new setups, of course, before the end of this month. So changes are definitely coming, but yeah, we're gonna try to get some things rolling out here. I'd say pretty quickly.
This one's interesting. Bon Riley. This is one of the most talented UConn teams I have seen since I have been following them since 1995. But there is no spark from them, not killer instinct. They seem to be okay with playing down to their competition. I would love to see them play really strong for all 4 quarters. Nika Mule would never have let them play this way.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think Paige, as good as she's playing so far, I think we need a little bit more out of her in terms of the intensity and energy that she can bring to this team. I completely agree with that. I think that's why KK is also so important for her to continue to get these 20 minutes per game, is that she kind of brings that to this team. And I do agree. I think we need a little bit more of that, as we get closer to playoff time, I guess you could say, in the UConn season. And I think that's definitely what's going to help them get through March Madness is that killer instinct, killer mentality that you need, especially when you get to the one and done games.
S. Cole said, "Nice lighting, Phil. Chill vibes." I appreciate that a lot. A lot of change coming. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. And Ryan, I know that you're ready to set the new lighting system up as well. How about one more, Ryan? PROF. I'm assuming Professor, even if he's not. Let's just go ahead and call him Professor Keenan. Said, "Was at the game. Aubrey looks amazing in warm up. Was there for all the warm ups, and she looks great. Very encouraging." Whoa. And mind you, Ryan, what is this? Mid-January, we have March coming.
Yeah, it's always kind of been the timeline that we've heard is some point around January. So, like I said, I'm expecting it to be sooner rather than later. Still no official update on Aubrey, but, I know she's going to keep warming up in these games, and it's just a matter of time before we find out right before one of these games that she is going to play. So, like I said, hopefully it's sooner rather than later, and we can kind of get her warmed up and ready to go when it does come time for March.
How about one more? The bottom for the gum. What did you watch? Excuse me. What team did you watch? They had poor offense. Any good team is scoring over 70. This team has not gotten better. They may have taken steps backwards. They still do play together. Well, not good at this point. You talking fixable, hang on. They are not ready.
Well, I would agree that they're not quite ready yet, but I think the issues are fixable, and that's kind of what my point is about the ups and downs that this team has had throughout the season. You score 101 points against Iowa State, and they looked like the best team in the country. And even though they are rolling through these Big East teams, I think we were kind of expecting a little bit more out of them, especially in that Georgetown game, seeing that it took them quite a while to pull away. So, I think the up and down performances, I think are part of the problem about the consistency that we keep talking about, or the lack there of it from this team.
All right, here we go. Sunday at 1 o'clock from Gampel Pavilion. Ryan, who wins and the score?
Well, like I said, I think Seton Hall is going to keep this game close, but in the end, UConn will pull away and come out with the win. My score prediction a little closer than usual. I'm going to say UConn 74, Seton Hall 63.
All right, and we can't forget, I like this by Norwich Bulletin. Shout out to them 1 day ago. They came out with an article, Ryan Paige Beckers returns in UConn's win over St. John's. How to watch UConn versus Seton Hall. So that reminds me, yes, Beckers is back. Let's not forget that. Will she get more minutes in this game? How is that injury upholding? Ryan, I'll go over the 80 mark. We'll go 85 to 60. 85-60. UConn wins this one over Seton Hall. And I will see you right back here on Sunday. A big weekend of all kinds of sports. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.